Hello, I'm Steven. I'm going to be teaching you guys about making sure when you get a trailer or a fifth wheel, any kind of trailer that you can move on the road. I have in front of me the do's and don'ts of RV living. I am a more paper guy. Electronical, yeah, but I always prefer to do it on paper because your hand has a memory. It remembers what it's doing sometimes. That's why when you're trying to put in a code, usually your finger just does it automatically. So, the do's and don'ts. That's why I named the channel The Do's and Don'ts of RV Living. Mainly with me making the mistakes of RV living. Definitely number one in this case scenario is checking the RV. Talking undercarriage, making sure that your the bottom of your seals before you move the trailer, make sure they're sealed. And if you have a slide out, make sure that slide out is all the way tucked in and it's not going to go anywhere. Unlike what happened to me. My slide out actually came out while we were in transport to where I am now. I have a 1997 Comfort Thor trailer. It's a little older and it has a lot of repairs I need to put down on for it. Like right now, currently, no furnace. And right now in Washington State, in Lacey, Washington, we have snow in February, if you can believe it. So, thankfully my roof, it's in really good shape. And that is because when I bought this trailer, I made sure the roof was in immaculate shape. You gotta make sure the roof is in good shape. The walls, also, make sure you can touch them and your finger doesn't. If they go squish and they don't go like this, that sound you can obviously know it's solid. And this trailer is pretty solid. In most spots, you can hear that it's nice and solid. My slide out, on the other hand, when I bought it, I didn't check the slide out thoroughly. My hand, literally, I push up against it, and it. Have you guys ever put your hand in those packaged bubbles that you get when you buy a something very valuable, and you you can pop those bubbles and then they make loud noises and stuff? Well, that's what happens when you poke my wall. So I have to pull it apart, replace the studs, put more insulation. If you ever have to pull off a wall and you replace it with something new, make sure you put in more insulation. It's very number one. Make sure you do that, and that's very key. Insulation. These cold winter days, it comes in handy. Even in the summertime, if you have lots of insulation, it's going to keep your trailer nice and, cool. Alright. Number 3 is if you your trailer, you're docked or you're boondocking, or you're just sitting in Walmart and you just bought the trailer and you're going over it and you're making sure all your appliances work and you're plugged into your truck. You're using that battery. Make sure the batteries on the trailer are actually working. Because if you don't and they're not charging, that slide out isn't gonna be able to slide out. And that's what happened to me, is my batteries were dead. And I had to practically jump start my batteries, and nothing happened. I had just enough juice to put my slide out. And when I did that, I found out that my slide out had actual, like, my floor, when you step on certain places, it would go crack. So I put in some SOB boards and basically screwed them in and made like a fix it until the summer. Lots of things I can go over, but I wanted to make a quick intro video and get myself out there and let you guys know that if you did make this, you're not alone. Or if you're buying an RV or thinking about buying one, well, maybe I can help you make that mistake without making that mistake. Me making the mistake, you not. Because I would prefer you not, and I do. It takes a lot of money to buy a trailer. I spent almost $5,000 on mine, and it had lots of repairs, and I bought it cheap because I'm young. I can do a lot of the labor. Every time I do something into the trailer, I'm gonna include you guys to it. I'm gonna make sure that my YouTube family, is going to be watching me, understanding why I'm making this change. And maybe in the future, I might sell it and get me a new one. I'm not quite sure yet. This kind of has like a homey feel to it. Now, the floor, that's number 5. Make sure that you are checking out the floor. Every spec, every yard of your camper, when you buy it from someone else, second-hand buyers. I cannot stress that enough. When people are buying a trailer from second-hand, it's not going through a freaking dealership. A dealership isn't going to sell you something that's broken, usually. So make sure when you buy it second-hand, go through it with a fine-tooth comb, because especially when you're getting for a cheap price. Because they're not gonna. People are good and all, but they just want to sell it and move on. And usually, when someone's selling something, they're selling their troubles. They're not selling their best, because they wouldn't sell at that point. They're selling the troubles. And man, did they sell me something. I mean, it's good for what I need it to be, but furnace going out, that's $350 to now install a furnace. But luckily, I have an HVAC system background. I'm pretty familiar with that territory. Now back to my floor. Sorry, I got off tangent. When you're making sure your floors are solid, like you can stomp on them and your foot's not gonna go through the, because these things were not built to be lived in for a lifestyle choice. These things were built for 1 to 2 to a week camping out, and then back home, put that cover on it, and go back inside your house. No, this is my house, and I have no cover on it. I'm full of a good 13 inches of snow up on my roof, and it's holding. I don't see any snow yet, which means it's still up on top of my roof, which is a lot better than the inside my trailer. Now, I'm gonna be touching up on a lot of my other things I'll be doing on my next video. And if you guys have any comments about what you think I should do, or help me out if you've done this before, what things to look out for, hit me up. Email me, put it down on the comment down below. Subscribe and like or dislike. I like my dislikes and I like my likes. So, constructive criticism is my best friend. I love it. I didn't want to make this over 10 minutes, but apparently I did. So, I'll be uploading another video of my outside of my camper, probably in the middle of tomorrow, the next day. And we'll go through a more of a breakdown of what to look for when you're buying a trailer. So then you guys will know what to look for. And when you say, okay, this is too much, let's move on and buy another one. Or a different one. So, deuces for now, and this is the do's and don'ts of buying a trailer. You guys have a good day. And try to behave yourself.